In the pantheon of PlayStation 2 titles, Robot Warlords, Velvet File, occupies a niche that is both intriguing and perplexing. Released in Japan on the 15th of June 2003, this turn-based, grid layout RPG from the Japanese developers Nexus Interact, Limited, and RZZ Inc. is a prime example of how ambition can sometimes outpace execution. For those who revel in mechas and complex narratives, this game offers a distinctive experience, albeit one that comes with significant caveats.
The early 2000s were a pivotal time for the gaming industry, with developers increasingly experimenting with narrative depth and gameplay complexity. Robot Warlords, Velvet File, emerged during this period, a collaboration between Nexus Interact and Azizi Incorporated. Nexus Interact had previously gained some recognition in the action and simulation genres, while Azizi Incorporated was known for its niche titles that often featured intricate plots and mechanics. Their combined effort aimed to create a unique RPG experience that would stand out in an increasingly crowded market. After its release in Japan, Robot Warlords struggled to find a foothold outside of its home territory. Its distribution fell into the hands of smaller publishers, limiting its exposure. Despite this, the game found a dedicated audience among enthusiasts who appreciated its ambition, even if its execution was lacking. This historical context is essential for understanding the game's legacy and its place in the broader landscape of PS2 titles.
At its core, Robot Warlords is a turn-based RPG that employs a grid layout, a mechanic reminiscent of classic tactical games. Players control a squad of mechas, each with unique abilities, as they navigate various scenarios filled with strategic combat. The game's complexity is its charm, but it also serves as a double-edged sword. The command menu is a labyrinthine experience that often frustrates newcomers, making it difficult to discern optimal strategies for each encounter. The battles themselves are engaging but can drag on, especially when the mechanics are not immediately intuitive. Each mech comes with its own set of skills and attributes, and players must learn to adapt their strategies based on the strengths and weaknesses of their squad. This tactical layer can be rewarding for seasoned RPG players, who will find themselves immersed in the intricate planning required to succeed. However, for novices, the steep learning curve could feel insurmountable.
The narrative of Robot Warlords is an ambitious affair, filled with technobabble and a web of intertwining plot threads. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, where humanity's remnants battle for survival against rogue AI and rival factions, the story attempts to weave an intricate tapestry of conflict and alliance. Players are thrust into a conflict that explores themes of technology, survival, and the moral implications of artificial intelligence. The depth of the lore is commendable, offering players a chance to delve into a rich backstory filled with political intrigue and ethical dilemmas regarding technology and its implications. The game introduces a variety of characters, each with their motivations and backstories, adding layers to the overarching narrative. Yet, while the ambition is evident, the execution leaves much to be desired. One of the most significant issues with Robot Warlords is its delivery of the narrative. The game is notorious for its extremely long cutscenes, laden with text boxes and basic character sprites that illustrate the dialogue. Players are often bombarded with lengthy exposition that can feel excessive, especially in a genre that typically favors pacing and engagement. While some may appreciate the depth and the storytelling ambition, others may find the extensive exposition tedious.
The technobabble can test the player's patience, and the lack of engaging visuals during these sequences often leaves players yearning for more dynamic storytelling. Players may find themselves wishing for more animated sequences or better character representation to help convey the story's emotional weight. Instead, the game often resorts to static images and lengthy text, which can create a sense of disconnection from the characters and their plight.
Graphically, Robot Warlords is serviceable but shows its age. The character sprites and mech designs are competent, yet they lack the polish seen in contemporaneous titles. The environments are often repetitive and lack detail, detracting from the immersive experience one might expect from a game of this scale. The sound design fares somewhat better, with a soundtrack that encapsulates the mecha theme well. Although it does not particularly stand out in a crowded field, voice acting, when present, adds a layer of authenticity to the narrative, but the overabundance of text can leave the player feeling somewhat disconnected from the characters. The sound effects during battles are adequate, but they fail to elevate the experience to memorable heights. One of the game's most significant drawbacks is its navigation. The interface is clunky, and the command menu can be a source of frustration. With so many options available, finding the right command in the heat of battle can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. This issue is exacerbated by the aforementioned lengthy cutscenes, which can create a sense of disconnect and fatigue. The overall user experience suffers as a result. While the game offers a solid RPG framework, the execution often leaves players feeling lost and disoriented. This is particularly true for newcomers to the genre, who may struggle to find their footing amidst the complex systems and convoluted storytelling. The developers' choices regarding the interface and navigation are critical missteps that hinder the overall enjoyment of the game.
In conclusion, Robot Warlords, Velvet File, is a game that reflects both the strengths and weaknesses of its era. It encapsulates the ambition of Japanese developers in the early 2000s while simultaneously highlighting the pitfalls of excessive complexity in narrative and gameplay. For those who appreciate the charm of mechas, strategy, and deep storytelling, this title provides a unique, albeit flawed, experience. However, potential players should be forewarned, patience will be your most valuable resource as you navigate the sprawling, often convoluted world of Robot Warlords. If you can embrace its quirks and commit to learning its systems, you may just find a hidden gem within its technobabble-laden depths.